Hey guys, it's your girl Tori, and we're back and we're getting into Kingdom Principles. Today is a prophetic message. If you are a child of God, you can feel it in your spirit that God is trying to unleash something on you. And yes, He's trying to unleash the kingdom of God, where there are many blessings, an overflow of abundance, from prosperity to healing, to bringing out the best you to be like Christ. This message is for the called and the chosen, the divine ones. Your blessings has been from generations back. If you look into the book of Deuteronomy 33, Moses blesses the children of Israel. What's so significant about this is because the blessings never change. Once a prophetic word is uttered, it is trying to catch up to the person in the present time to take hold of it. Yes, this is about restoration. Each called one, divine one, is supposed to inherit this blessings. I want to read Deuteronomy chapter 33 verses 19. This is where Moses blesses the children of Issachar. It says, Issachar, in your tents they will summon peoples to the mountains, and there offers the sacrifices of the righteous. They will feast on the abundance of the seas, on the treasures hidden in the sand. For those of you who do not know exactly what that means the blessing that the called and the chosen, you will be able to influence people to enter into the kingdom, Zion, the mountain. The key word to that is mountains. There are 7 mountains in which the Lord would like His children to influence in order to bring the kingdom onto earth. For those who know the 7 mountains, please drop it in the comments. I will be doing a video on that tomorrow about the 7 mountains of influences in which the Lord has called us to take dominion in. You see, when Adam and Eve ate the fruit from the serpent, they did not only lose their connection to God, but they lost their divine authority to take dominion. They gave the keys to Satan. They gave Satan the right to rule the world. And I speak this because many of you should know, when you come into agreement with the enemy, you lose. You hear this over and over again, and even in the music industry, as soon as they sign a document to the world, the secular music and into the world, they now become puppets for the kingdom of the dark, in which God gave them freely the voice. That gift, that voice was supposed to be theirs to make fruitful and to multiply. But yet other people have ownership over their records or their music. Now that's a hint to one of the 7 mountains questions. That is for those of you who will research about the 7 mountains of influence. So this is why Jesus came, to redeem us, to have that connection, to come back to God and rule. Kingdom means dominion. So we can take dominion, so we can take ownership. Divine one, chosen ones, this is your purpose. This is your God-given divine purpose, to bring the kingdom of heaven onto earth. This is why Jesus preached the kingdom. This is why he taught the principles in order to move into your divine right without having any hindrance of the demonic to take possession of it. Let's continue on with reading the blessing. It says, and there offer the sacrifice of the righteous. You have sacrificed to bring justice. You have sacrificed to bring what the Lord is trying to birth within you. It has placed the idea, or the Lord has placed the business plan, placed you in the hospitals to be that beacon of light through the darkness, through sickness and illness. These are things that the Lord has placed you into. I also want to include blessings of Abraham, because this is accounted to you as well. I say, if you want to know what you're entitled to and you feel like you have not received it as yet, go to Deuteronomy chapter 33 to know what blessings you behold. Go to the Abraham blessings to see all the things in which God is trying to birth through you to give you abundance. It says they will feast on the abundance of the seas, on the treasures hidden in the sand. So the treasures is hidden in this earth. The treasures are hidden, but you will be able to flow in the abundance, because you will find these hidden treasures by using these kingdom principles. And number one, at the beginning, if you missed that video, go back. Seek ye the kingdom of God in his righteousness, and all else will be added. You will find these hidden treasures. You will know how to move and what time. Timing is so monumental. This was on the Issachar tribe. This is also entitled to you being a child of God and entering into the kingdom, being born again. I told you before, my last message, salvation is the key to the kingdom. But in order to have the keys of the kingdom, that comes with the principles of God. That comes through revelation. That comes through knowing divine timing. And this is what the Issachar tribe had. It said in 1 Chronicles 12:32, men who understood the times with knowledge of what Israel should do. It's one thing to have knowledge, but to have understanding on what to do is the transformation to becoming. This is the power in which he has placed on you. The sons of Issachar was made up of Tola, Pua, Jashub, and Shimron. I'm going to give you the meaning of each word in which described the tribe. Shimron was a watchtower, a place of guard, a guardian. You are a guardian to the kingdom. You are a guardian in the job that you are at. You are the protector for justice and righteousness within the place the Lord has appointed you. Then we have Tola. Tola is the scarlet worm. Listen to this. This worm attaches itself to the branch, dies, and its body release a red stain. The red stain or dye was used in the construction of the tabernacle and holy things. This is you holding on to Jesus. I am the vine and you are the branches. Sacrificing yourself, dying daily to the things in which you want and surrendering to the will of God. Then we have Pua, who was one of the sons of Issachar. Pua means splendid, brilliant, radiant, shine. Wherever God has placed you, you shine. You are that light in that industry. If you look in the book of Exodus, Pua was actually one of the names of the two midwives who defied Pharaoh from killing the babies. She knew the time that the enemy was trying to attack the heritage. Jashub, also part of Issachar. That means he will return. Jesus will return. A remnant shall return. The Spirit of God shall return and rebuke, direct the children of God to the kingdom in order to receive their divine inheritance. These are all the attributes in which you possess to move forward in the purpose in the will of God. And this time that we are in now, this is a time of increased knowledge. Before I came back on, because I had stopped for a while, but when the Lord tells me to come on, I do come on. And he told me, Tori, this year, you will be entering into giants. I did not understand exactly what that meant until he revealed we have Chat GPT. People are using something to mimic wisdom, but it doesn't have the Spirit of God. A lot of devices giving information, but they do not, and I repeat, they do not have the Spirit of God to know how to maneuver. So his children have to be obedient to the will of him to be able to move in this season, because you're coming up against giants. If you ever seen the movie The Matrix, you would understand. You have to be in alignment. Alignment to receive divine acceleration, quantum leaps, the changing of seasons, and slowing down. You have to be in alignment. Your beliefs and your values have to align to receive revelation. Now, for those who you are still here, I'm going to read Mark chapter 5, verses 21 to 43. It's about to get real good, so listen up. This is about when Jesus raises a dead girl and heals a sick woman. Verse 21. When Jesus had again crossed over by the boat to the other side of the lake, a large crowd gathered around him while he was by the lake. Then one of the synagogue leaders named Jairus came, and when he saw Jesus, he fell at his feet. He pleaded earnestly with him. "My little daughter is dying. Please come and put your hands on her so that she will be healed and alive." So Jesus went with him. A large crowd followed and pressed around him, and a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had. Yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. I want to stop right there. Stay focused on 12 years because we're talking about time here. This is 12 years of time wasted. Every time I've read this, I've always looked from the aspect of the woman being healed. I always looked at the aspect of what the woman suffered with. But now the Lord has opened my eyes to see that it's no longer about being a victim. It is now about being the victor. This is the time to be the victor. This is the time to reclaim. I'm going to continue to read. It says in verse 27, when she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak because she thought, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. Immediately, her bleeding stopped and she felt in her body that she was freed from the suffering. So get this. There was an opportune time. It said she thought, her belief, she thought it was an opportune time for her to move in. She thought. She moved. Her belief was that Jesus could heal her. So she moved at an opportune time. Only the Spirit of God could give her the revelation of that time. Okay, so in Mark 32, verse 13, Jesus, I'm paraphrasing, says, no man knows the time, neither the angels nor the Son of God knows, but the Father. So you would surmise that Jesus didn't know, but since he is God, he knew. How many times did he know in scriptures when his mother at the wedding wanted him to make water into wine? He said, my hour hasn't come. When he said, Philip, I knew who you was when you was under the fig tree. I knew. Jesus was performing the demonstration of receiving revelation from the Father to produce a faith among the people. They had to understand how faith worked. They needed to understand that this is what's bestowed on them as well when they move in faith, when they move in alignment, when they move in the revelation, when they move in the Spirit. He was showing how to demonstrate faith. Faith provides the foundation for the things that we desire, the things that we believe in, even if they're not yet visible or tangible. It is the substance of things that we hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. She reached out and seized the moment to grab the hem of his garment, the cloak, whatever you want to name it. But she claimed it. That's what you got to get. She claimed it. It says, and immediately the blood stopped. You got to know when to move. You have to know the prophetic timetable on the call that God has on your life. Okay, I'm going to continue reading. At once, Jesus realized that the power had gone out from him. Jesus realized that the power had gone out from him. Meaning, if you tap in with Jesus, if you align yourself with Jesus, the power will move through you at the correct timing, the alignment of the values, the alignment of the belief. The alignment moves you into an opportune time to be healed, to be delivered, to be in the kingdom of God, to receive. Faith without works is dead. So you need divine timing with faith, because your values and your beliefs will move you into faith to produce, to manifest the power of God. Okay, verse 31. You see, the people crowding against you, his disciples answered, and yet you can ask, who touched me? But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, the evidence, the fruit, it said she knew what happened to her. She now received the evidence and the fruit. He said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. I want to stop right there to point out, he said, daughter. This is sonship. He didn't, he said, daughter. He said, daughter. It's many a times when he encountered people and did not call them daughter. The lady at the well. He didn't say daughter. He told her, you worship what you don't know. If you knew me, you'd ask me for living drinks of water. This lady received the inheritance of the kingdom. The woman at the well only went about telling about Jesus. She didn't actually inherit the kingdom. And this is going back and forth by applying the principles of the kingdom of God. You may have salvation. You may have opened up the door. But are you moving into it to receive your inheritance, to receive dominion? And you have to move in faith. You have to follow the principles. Okay. Now, I'm going to continue on. Verse 35. While Jesus was still speaking, some people came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. Your daughter is dead, they said. Why bother the teacher anymore? Overhearing what they said, Jesus told him, don't be afraid, just believe. He did not let anyone follow him except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. When they came to the house of the synagogue leader, Jesus saw a commotion, with the people crying and wailing loudly. He went in and said to them, "Why is all this commotion and wailing? The child is not dead, but asleep." But they laughed at him. After he put them all out, he took the child's mother and father and the disciples who were with him, and went in where the child was. He took her by her hand and said to her, "Talitha koum," which means, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." Okay, so get this. I love this. He said after he put them all out, the peace, the quiet, and which is needed, that's what Jesus brings. He took the child's father and mother and the disciples who were with him and went in where the child was. And he took her by the hand. This is different. We have the daughter who stretched out her hand. Then we have the little girl that's asleep, who Jesus grabbed her hand. All at the same time, making this a divine appointment. So everyone in the kingdom shall rise to grow healthy. This is a time of spiritual maturity, because there are others that you can unlock their breakthrough. You can awaken them with your voice, your frequency. What God has placed inside of you will help bring the kingdom of God, the righteousness, the justice, the love, the peace to another. You possess this power. You possess the blessings. You possess it all. Apply the principles, and you will see the substance. You will see the fruit. You will see the evidence of how good